with the best too, because you are now rocking with me, and I'm now rocking with you, and we vibing and chilling and chilling and vibing and vibing and chilling and chilling and vibing, cause you are now rocking with the best, the best, the best.
Hey everyone, Ronaldo Waffman with 4 schools only in Master School Dances. It's going to be a very exciting next 2 weeks, because the next 2 weeks are the weeks that happen before school starts. And funny enough, that second week I'm going to be in Atlantic City doing a seminar on lighting and talking to people about doing school dances and all that. So I'm going to be playing double duty. But this week, Slam with meetings. Today is actually a prom meeting. And it's not a sales meeting because I've already worked with this school. We're just going to talk about the theme. I'm not personally available, so they're going to meet the DJ that will be doing the dance. And we're just going to go over different ideas, setups for the packages and all that. And even though it's not a sales meeting, I'm still going to treat it as such because, well, when you lose guard, that's when you can always lose a client. So, I always have my A game on when it comes to that sort of thing. So, even though I'm not bringing my usual presentation stuff, which I cover in the Master School Dances videos, I do have my projector, my laptop, and all that other good stuff that I would need. Now, some of you may be saying, that it is a little bit early to book prom, and it never is. During the summer, I was luckily able to book, not a lot of schools. It's hard to book during the summer, but I booked about, 5 to 6 proms over the summer. And, it's a nice amount of money to start 2015's prom tour with. So, it's actually about double of what I booked over the summer for prom last year, because I don't focus too much on proms. Those are proms that come to us, so that's always real nice. And I have about 8 or 9 proms that are in the book. So those 5 or 6 are the ones I've already sent full contracts out to. So I'm hoping when the next 2 weeks are over, I already have several prom contracts sent out. And obviously homecoming season is just absolutely kicking butt. So it's going to be really cool. Now, this year's theme for this school is going to be a Northern Lights type theme. There's a lot of different ways that we can take that. We can assume that it's a Frozen type theme or a Winter Wonderland theme, or maybe they're going to focus on the multicolor. So I'm going to figure out what the students are wanting and then build around that. Also, we're going to change the logistics of the setup because they do want to sell, they sold more tickets than ever last year, and they want to go up even higher. So we're going to need as much dance floor room as possible. So we're going to change some things around with the setup. Last year's setup had the big 20-foot screen and trussing over the dance floor, which does eat up a little bit of extra floor space. But either way, this is going to be just, a new exciting thing that I can show people. I've done the Northern Lights theme before with Anclote High School a while back, where we created a Northern Lights right on the spot using a few different lights, and I've talked about this in my seminars before. But yeah, it'll be really exciting. Of course, because it's a school meeting. Obviously, I can't put the students' faces on there, but you'll see my darling pretty face on there. So yeah, let's look into it. Here we go. Okay, so my name's Ronaldo. I am president of 4 Schools Only. The company did your prom last year, so I'm here to talk about prom this year, see what you guys want to do, and because you sold a huge amount of tickets last year, we want to sell even more tickets, right?
Yes.
So we're going to kind of discuss the plan that we did last year, how we can improve on the plan that we did last year, because we had a couple small hiccups, but nothing major, and also talk about the theme and how we can incorporate it. Now, I understand you guys are doing a Northern Lights theme.
That's what we're talking about right now, yeah.
Okay, tell me what ideas you guys have for the theme so far.
What do we talk about? You two?
The string things or whatever, like the
blue, actual lights, the colors.
Yeah, the blue, white type of thing going on, and then balloons.
We were talking about doing a lot with balloons this year outside the dance floor. Outside in where they come in, just to get some visual impact when you walk in. So it's not just, oh, this is the entrance to the ballroom, but wow. We talked about doing something like a Winter Wonderland kind of thing with lots of, icy blue, silver kind of stuff, and make it just kind of transformed into some kind of icy-looking, otherworldly kind of place.
So
really cool music.
More of the literally Winter Wonderland versus multicolor, because there's really 2 ways you can take that theme. I personally do prefer the Winter Wonderland stuff because there's some really cool things that we can do. Let me show you the idea of the setup that I had. Give me 1 second here.
But one thing we really want to see was like the Northern Lights kind of going across the ceiling. Yeah.
Let me go first with the main overall setup this year. First, let me show you what I'm thinking as far as drawing-wise. So last year, let's move this guy out of the way because I'm too short anyways. So last year we had dance floor over here, and the dance floor was split. We had the trussing over the dance floor, and we had the big 20-foot video screen. Now, because the ballroom dimensions are slightly different in this one, and because we want to fit more people in, we talked about opening up that dance floor entirely.
And that was a big complaint last year, for those of you that weren't there, that the dance floor was too small and it was pretty cramped.
Yeah, I was going to say, there were a lot of tables real close to the dance floor, too. And, well, I mean, luckily this one has a little bit different dimension where we can spread out the tables, too. So that'll be kind of nice to do. Are you guys going to sit down to dinner this year? Or? Okay. So with that being said, this year we talked about making the dance floor bigger, and instead of doing the trussing over the dance floor, we would have video screen trussing. Now, for those of you that don't know what trussing is, it's the big metal stuff. Instead of just having the wall as the background, we bring some white shimmer pipe and drape to really pull in the theme. So again, you've got video screen, pipe and drape, video screen. Now, how much pipe and drape?
Pipe and drape is going to be just like...
I'll show you what that looks like as well. This is Ocoee's Homecoming. Now, they had 100 feet of pipe and drape. I'm actually recommending probably a little bit less than that, because you only need it from one area of the stage to the other. So you're looking at about maybe 30 to 40 feet. But if you want to do 100
so
feet...
basically the backdrop.
If you want to do 100 feet, we can do that as well. So there's the pipe and drape there. Now, the pipe and drape here is about 13 feet up. I can usually raise it about 15 feet before it gets a little wobbly. I'd rather
And that's
not
what's behind the screens?
Yeah, that's see where it's all. Ignore the trussing right now, but you see the pipe and drape over the screen there. And then what we can do is we can do the pipe and drape. They had a Peter Pan theme, that's why Tinkerbell's flying around. But basically, we can do the video screen. We can do some blue uplighting, which is the lighting behind the pipe and drape, and then we have another video screen there. Now, the video screen, there's a lot that we can do with it, just like we did.
And that's pipe and drape behind that one too.
Yeah, well, that's actually one of our lights we did behind the pipe and drape. So we can do like twinkle lights, or we can do the northern lights. Now you have two options for the northern lights. You can do it on the ceiling, or you can do it on the pipe and drape. My recommendation is to do it on the pipe and drape because nobody dances like this. Putting stuff on the ceiling could be pretty worthless in the long run, unless you guys are doing the burning. Now, if you're doing the burning, you're going to see the northern lights, and then not really. Northern lights theme. So we had those projected, but again, nobody sees it on the back wall, or on the ceiling, excuse me. It's always going to be better on the back wall. So basically, you have the cloud effect, you have the moving stars, and you actually have the laser lights to do the Aurora Borealis theme. Right. That was a whole Winter Wonderland theme as well, and we projected snowflakes all over the sides of the walls. So just like we did, you know, the Coast to Coast theme. How many of you guys were not at prom last year? Okay, so I guess I'll show you that.
There's only two.
Yeah. There's a ton that we can do with lighting, and that will save us money, for one, for not having to put up a ton of decorations.
I really like the Northern Lights thing. Yeah. That was cool.
It'll save us time because it's less body work that we have to do to set things up, and we learned last year.
The less you set up, the sooner you can go home.
Like I was telling him, be over the dance floor. What differences are we looking at as far as lighting and effects?
So, when you're looking at your... Let's first talk about spatial relation. That's the most important part. So when you have the trussing here, it doesn't affect space at all, except it does eat up part of the dance floor because the dance floor is supposed to be a little bit longer. They couldn't do it because there were tables. That's not a big deal. But the video screen is a 20-foot video screen, which is, it was a 25-foot throw. So basically, 25 feet from the back wall to our wall. The 14-foot screens would actually be about 11 feet back. So that's going to save you about...
You need the 20-foot screen in the middle?
No, you don't need it, but if you want to have more dance floor space, I recommend doing 30 or 40 feet wide, because this was about 28 feet long on the truss. This would be about 30 to 35 feet long, so it's going to look longer. The only difference is the students dance underneath the lights, whereas this is going to be more like EDC concert style, where the lights are on the stage coming down.
So really, as far as the effects and stuff, there really isn't much of a difference, and the only difference is the lighting, instead of coming straight down, in some cases, is going to go out.
It's because of the theme last year was more of a club desk theme. That was better. If you're doing for the more elegant Winter Wonderland type thing, I wouldn't want to make the dance floor lights the focus like we did here.
Yeah.
I think here it's going to look better for this particular theme. It's going to give you a lot more space too.
Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah.
Doing it across instead of over?
Yeah, I like that.
Plus then we can add, instead of the 2 snowflake projections, we can add a couple extra ones. So of course the meeting went really well. I'll be sending them a contract and a proposal shortly. Not only a proposal, but an itemized list. Hey, this is what you're going to get, and here's a contract that's attached to it. But I still send them that because I want every school to know what they're getting. You know, and I told them it's still open. You know, if they decide they want to maybe trade a couple projections for something else, we can certainly do it. So looking, you know, really excited about seeing what we can do. Now my next step is to contact the hotel again. I've already been talking to them because we have a few proms coming up that are in that location, and just go over power, setup, and everything else. You know, I mean, I know it sounds really crazy to do it that early, but I'd rather do it now and avoid any surprises, which, you know, we all want to do that. So it's exciting. Love working with this school. I love this business. It's great. So thank you guys so much for watching. You know, as usual, please make sure you subscribe, DJs. Share this video with other DJs. If you don't currently have the Master School Dances series, make sure you do that. And for those of you that don't know, I am a published author. Don't forget my awesome book, Are You Rocking with the Best? The 4 Schools Only story to help you master school dances is still on sale. There may be a upcoming book. I don't know yet if I want to finish writing a second one. It's more of a time issue than anything else, but I still have a few copies left of the original before I have to order some more. So get them while they're still on sale. So again, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for all the love and support, or the hate, depending on who you are. Good night, have a great day, and God bless. Okay, so with homecoming season coming up, one of the important things is keeping good inventory, and I needed some new tops, and we want to use 2 different sets here. So we have our Yamaha DSR 115s, which I absolutely adore. We're also going to get the Yamaha ETX tops now. There's several reasons why we're using 2 different types of tops. Each of them have different benefits and advantages and stuff. But we want to match these with the subs as well, because we do have some events coming up where they requested, you know, the same brand of tops and subs, or they want something with a built-in DSP, and these guys rock for that sort of thing. So I'm really excited to open these up, and I'll do that in a minute. First, I got to go to Walmart, pick up a tablet, as we're going to build some micro photo booths. Because we need more photo booths. So we're going to build a real small portable solution that still outputs a nice, good, solid product. So I got to go pick up a couple of computers, one of those half computer, half tablet things. So to Walmart we go. And there's a cat eating God knows what. See, hi, this is Butternut. She's a little skittish.
You are now